Well, I mean, we tend to sort of look at milestones, and that's one of them. I mean, that generally there's a perception that Al-Qaeda has been weakened, but I'm not one who buys that, because Al-Qaeda is one specific organization, and quite a lot of Al-Qaeda actually used to be and still is an umbrella organization to many others, and almost in every continent you have various derivatives of Al-Qaeda. So I don't think that his death means by any stretch of the imagination that threat is over. First of all, I think that the term Arab Spring is a misnomer. You have that dubbed in the West, but there are no signs of that actually in the region. What there's civil unrest against various rulers, as you see today in Syria and you saw in Egypt. But democracy is not just about free elections. Democracy is about civil rights and an ongoing democratic way of life. Unfortunately, there's no sign of that whatsoever in any of the countries that the Arab Spring has been evident. And if anything, you see the radicals being elected into power, and you see it in Tunisia, you see it in Algiers and in some other places. In Syria, you have a ruler who has killed about 10,000 of his people because he is not about to do what Mubarak did in Egypt. And in Iran, we don't have any signs whatsoever of weakening the rule of the mullahs. Now, when you ask if that means that in Egypt they're going to have a terrorist government, I don't think it will happen that quickly, but it is fairly obvious that they are moving into a more Islamist radical government, and it all depends if the military will allow them to do that or not, because if it goes against the interests of the military, there may be some clashes, so it still remains to be seen who will win the elections. But the immediate future, I would say the next 5 to 10 years, doesn't bode well in terms of democracy. I think it's a mistake to look at the Iranian threat as being against Israel only, and that's what I was trying to say in my remarks today. Iran is a threat to the free world in general, to the US specifically, and of course to Israel specifically, because Israel is seen by the Iranians as a foreign element. But it is also a threat to Saudi Arabia, it is also a threat to Egypt, it is also a threat to Turkey, because they're looking for Islamic Shiite hegemony. The Sunnis are not about to allow that to happen. We have not even gotten into the Sunni Shiite divide in the Muslim world. But I would not suggest by any stretch of the imagination that it is only an Iranian-Israeli conflict, and I think that the world itself shouldn't look at it that way, and that's why I gave the examples that had they only wanted to attack Israel, they would have developed ballistic missiles that would be within range of Israeli distance, not one that could reach Central and Western Europe. I would say it's not that much different than handling a bully in a school. Really not that different. If you let that bully you, and if the bully bullies a student and a group of students, and then is allowed to bully teachers and the principal, the bully wins. If everybody stands up against the bully has no chance of making it. I am yet to see that is happening, because the rest of the world doesn't behave like they have a real interest in stopping a bully in time.